Why did you start TikTok? How was it like to see them views, followers, likes just go up and up? So have you decided actually to not go to university and try and do TikTok full time? Do you make money off your TikTok at the moment? What advice would you give to an upcoming TikToker and a person that's just beginning on TikTok and wants to grow on there?
Bringing you a kid-friendly radio show every Saturday afternoon on YouTube, broadcasting live at 1 o'clock, broadcasting live at 1 o'clock.
Hello and welcome to episode 33 of the Brit Show with me, Ethan. Coming up on today's show, an interview with a TikToker with 870,000 followers, Abbie Budden. So yes, we're back after a month since the last episode. Yes, if you haven't seen on my socials, which you should follow by the way, links all down in the description. Yeah, I didn't do an episode 2 weeks ago because I was busy that weekend and I was busy the weekend after that, and I didn't manage to get a person in time to interview for the show, and I didn't want to rush doing a head-to-head the best guess and putting together a show very quickly. So I just decided to wait until this week, and now I've got 2 interviews recorded, one that you're seeing today and one that's going out in a couple of episodes time, and another interview that I'm recording on Monday. But if you do want to keep up to date with the interviews, with all the behind the scenes content, I am going to start posting on my socials a lot more after this episode as well, because I've been a bit not on there that much. I've not posted many stories, but I should, so I will post some more very soon as well. But yeah, that's why I didn't do an episode, and why there hasn't been an episode in the past month. But I have still been quite busy in the past few weeks. That's why I've not done it. So now it is time for my interview with TikTok star Abbie Budden. Welcome on the show, TikToker with 780,000 followers, 31.5 million likes on her videos, and her most viewed video at 11.5 million views. It's the one and only Abbie Budden. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I've been busy, but I'm very well. Good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. So before we get started, I do want to say a big thank you to you for taking time out of your day to let me interview, because I've been watching your TikToks for a while, and they're very funny and relatable, because
thank you.
Everyone's gone to primary and secondary school, so they can enjoy your TikToks. So if people watching don't know who you are, explain to them what you do and what your TikTok is about.
So essentially, I'm a social media content creator, a TikToker, really. I create short video content online, mostly aimed at kind of young people, but I think it's something that everyone can enjoy. I think nostalgia and looking back at school is something I think most people can relate to. So it's kind of aimed at everyone. And yeah, most of my content, like you said, is, to do with school and fun things like that. But it's not just that, I like to just do things that I enjoy on there, and just create fun content for people to enjoy, I guess. So that's what I do, and I've been doing that for quite a while, it feels like now, properly for probably about a year, but I've been on the app since it began.
Yeah. So why did you start TikTok?
I feel like I did what everyone else did at the start of lockdown. I was looking for something to do. I think it was literally the very first day of the first lockdown. I thought, I want to make use of this time to really, do something productive. So, what better to do than download TikTok and start making videos. It just gave me something to do, and it was never a really kind of serious thing back then. It was just, it was a form of escapism, I think, for a lot of people in lockdown. Online content was, I think, important to a lot of people. So, and even for me as a viewer as well. So I think I kind of hopped on the trend, I guess.
Yeah. And why did you pick like TikTok rather than like other platforms? Like you could have just posted on Instagram or something like that.
I think TikTok was really prevalent at the time. It was something that everyone was using. Everyone was talking about it. But I don't know, I just really personally like it. I think there's something quite nice about short videos, easy to watch. I think you can kind of get lost in the app a little bit when you're scrolling through.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was to do with the short videos. I think I've always enjoyed making video content, so I think they were just more accessible for me to make in short spans of time when I was also trying to, get on with schoolwork and things like that.
Yeah. So did you start TikTok doing the same sort of videos where you act most often as a teacher or a student, or as you do now, or have they changed over time?
They've completely changed over time. That was in no way what I started doing. I think I didn't really have a niche back then. It was completely random. I was kind of just posting what I liked when I liked, really, I suppose. I started off with a lot of dance videos, a lot of the dance trends. It was a fun thing to do in my kitchen when I was bored. I did a lot of singing. I kind of dipped into a bit of cosplay, and I did impressions. It was kind of a really nice mix of what I enjoy and what I'm about. I think that was what was quite nice when I first started, was I just posted everything I enjoyed. It was kind of a creative outlet. And I didn't find the teacher stuff until a little bit later on in the year, really. In fact, some of the first videos that kind of did well for me weren't to do with the teacher stuff at all. I dressed up as Violet Beauregard when that was a trend, the whole Willy Wonka thing. I did a lot of fashion stuff. So it was quite nice just to explore what works for me on the app instead of just jumping in one category, I guess.
So before you started TikTok, were you acting before COVID and things?
Yeah, so I've always been a part of a theatre group. It's always what I've been about. And it was a few months before the first lockdown, I did my local panto, and that was one of the best experiences of my life. But yeah, I've essentially just always been a performer on the stage. I've been in theatre group since I was quite young, really, did all the school shows. And so yeah, performance on stage has kind of always been what I've been about, which is why I think it was quite nice to find a new aspect of performance on social media, I suppose. I guess it is another way of performing, but I suppose behind a camera rather than on a stage.
Yeah. So is that one of the reasons why you started TikTok, because you didn't have that creative outlet of a drama group or something like that?
I guess so, yeah. I mean, so my theatre group continued throughout the lockdown. We all loved the Zoom classes every week. I think everyone got quite used to Zoom. But yeah, I suppose it was just a way of kind of having something creative to do that wasn't on the stage. I suppose it's hard to compare, really, because they're such separate things, I guess, but they do link quite a lot in terms of performance. But yeah, definitely, I think that lack of performing on stage kind of maybe led me to posting more online, because I never used to be that big about posting on social media. I always enjoyed making videos, but I never really started actually posting things until that first lockdown, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, like you mentioned about your theatre group, my theatre group that I'm in continued online as well, and we made like a series of coronavirus time capsule videos that are really funny.
So great.
To look back on. They're on like YouTube and things, so they're really funny to look back on now. So how was the move from performing in front of a big room of people, like you said, in your local panto, to just filming on yourself on your phone doing silly things?
It's hard. I think it's so hard to compare the two. I think when you're on a stage in front of an audience, I suppose they sort of have their similarities, I guess, because you can't see the viewers of your videos in the same way of when a theatre is dark. You can't really see the audience either. I think there's a lot of differences between having that physical audience giving you a reaction there and then. You can hear the clapping, you can hear the audience, you know, you can see there's people there, whereas social media is so different to that. It's you can't see anyone, you don't know who's, you know, viewing your videos, you don't know how people are reacting behind their screen, so you kind of have a lack of interaction, I guess, in comparison to on stage. But I suppose in terms of acting, I think the kind of stuff I do is very similar to theatrical acting anyway. I think a lot of people talk about how different stage acting and screen acting is, but for me, with my TikTok and the stage, they kind of link, because my TikToks are very exaggerated and theatrical anyway, so I don't have to kind of flip between screen acting and stage acting. It kind of intertwines quite nicely.
Yeah, so like you said, you don't really get that reactions, you just see numbers, likes and shares and follows, and you can't really visualize how many people that is, can you?
No, not at all.
And also, like, when you're on the stage, you see how big the space is before, when you're like practicing things, but you don't know how many people are going to see your TikToks when you post them or film them.
No, it's so weird. And every now and then I'll look up sort of how big stadiums are. I'll be like, how many people does Wembley seat? So I can actually see like how many. It doesn't. I haven't really gotten used to like their numbers of it. So sometimes I'll just search up like the biggest theatre I can think of to actually see like that's a lot of people, but you don't realize that when it's just numbers on a screen. It's hard to comprehend, I think.
Yeah. So why did you decide to start playing students and teachers?
It's really odd how I kind of came to that. I'm not even really sure how it quite happened. I've always enjoyed talking about memories from school and sort of funny moments. I think it's something that everyone enjoys talking about. And it kind of happened quite naturally on its own. I think I posted a sort of a teacher skit quite early on, sort of when I started TikTok, and I just sort of left it there. I just did the one, and I sort of didn't come back to it. And then it was January of this year. I was sort of just flicking through my mum's wardrobe, having a look at what she had, and I thought, oh, do you know what? These would make some quite fun outfits. And I did one video, which was one of the first in my series of what teachers wear, and it did so well that I kind of thought, you know what? People enjoy this. People find this funny. I find it funny. I enjoy it. I think that's a really important thing as well. If anyone's starting out in social media, you have to enjoy what you're posting. Otherwise, there's no point. And I think I just kind of naturally found something that I enjoyed. But yeah, I sort of don't really know how it came to. I suppose it kind of built from there. I think I kind of spent a long time finding what I enjoyed on there, and then when I found the teacher thing, I think just sort of grew, I guess.
Yeah. Is that what teacher wear one? Is that one of your most viewed videos? Is that the 11.5 million one?
No, not at all. That one is actually, you know, a little bit later on in the series. This was January of 2021, so January this year. I did a sort of similar concept, but this was actually the backdrop, my door in my room. And I think it had about 4 million views, or the part two to the video had about 4 million. And that was my first almost taste of
success,
seeing those numbers. Yeah. And it was really difficult to kind of comprehend that. And I think that does inspire you. If you do a video that does well, you want to post more things about that. And that's, I think, how I found the teacher thing. Was that video did super well, and I thought, I want to do more of it. It makes you want to post more. I think it can be addictive, I guess.
So after that video, was that your first really like success on TikTok?
I'm not really sure if that was kind of, I guess that was the first like one where the numbers were in the millions. Like that was the first really big moment. But I think the first one that took me by surprise was, like I said, when I did a Violet Beauregard video that I think got just under 500k or something like that. But I wasn't used to seeing numbers like that at all. You know, I was that all of my followers were my friends, people I knew, and I could count them on, you know, one hand kind of thing. And then this Violet Beauregard video did well. I did a series that did quite well of like trying different fashion aesthetics, and you know, that did well. So the teacher stuff wasn't the very first thing that grew my account. In fact, my account was sort of growing at a slow and steady pace before I even found the teacher thing. But I think that's kind of what kickstarted it being more serious for me, I think.
Was there one specific video which like just blew up your TikTok, or was it still a steady growth?
I suppose a bit of both, really. I think I was posting every day anyway, so I suppose it was growing naturally because every day I post a new video, and followers I'd gained from the one before would come and watch the new one. And it kind of, I think that's the best way to do it, is that if you want to grow, regular posting is the main thing you can do. Give your followers new content that they're looking for, especially whilst your account's getting all that engagement. I think that's what I wanted to do, get out as much content as I could whilst my account had that high engagement. But it was sort of going at quite a fast pace, to be honest. The numbers were kind of rocketing up, and you know, it was surprising, really. But I think the main video that kind of was, I guess, a turning point, I don't know, is the one, like you mentioned, that has 11.5 million. That was when it kind of became quite a serious thing of, wow, this video has done extremely well. Like, I didn't even expect it. And it's the ones you don't expect as well. There's a lot of videos that I post and I think, they're gonna love this, like, because I enjoy making it. I'm like, they're gonna love this, it's gonna do well. And then it doesn't, and it'll be the ones that I just make for fun that I don't expect to do that well that will blow up, and I'm surprised by that. But I think that's quite nice. I think there's a bit of unpredictability about it.
Yeah, so when you saw that like success with your first teacher's clothes video, is that when you started trying to take TikTok more seriously and, as you say, posting every day?
I suppose. I think I always took it kind of seriously, because I think everything I've ever done, I put my all into it. So from the moment I started in the first lockdown, it was always kind of like a serious thing, but I think not serious in the way of that's what I want to focus on. And I think it was when the teacher stuff started becoming regular content, and I realized that I had regular viewers that were watching my videos, that were joining my lives, that were actively engaging, that I had a following. I think that's when it starts becoming real. I think it started becoming really real when I hit 100K.
Yeah.
I think that was the moment I feel like it was February or March of this year, that I kind of had to step back and think, this is quite insane, really, and to be happening to me, because you don't think it's going to happen to you. Like, social media has never been something that I thought, oh, that's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna be a creator. Like, I didn't expect it. I don't think you can expect it. I think it does happen. It can be a bit of luck. It is also hard work, but I think it does happen fairly randomly. I think you can't predict how social media is going to work for people. But yeah, I think it was, you know, when the teacher videos started doing well that it started to become a real, you know, serious thing for me.
Yeah, so like you said, you don't expect it. So how was it like to see them views, followers, likes just go up and up to where you are today, when it's like hard to see one of your teacher or student videos not get at least like 100K? And like I looked on your TikTok this morning, and it was like at least like one in every 6 videos that gets like over 1 million views. So how's that like, just to
so I've never really picked up on that, but until I was scrolling through the other day, because sometimes videos don't always do well straight away as well, so you have to be patient, because sometimes you'll post a video and you know, you might think it's going to flop, and then in a week later it will do really well. So it's so hard to kind of keep up with it. So sometimes I'll scroll back through and I'll think, oh well, I didn't realize these videos had these views. But it's so hard to describe the feeling. But like I said, it really is, I think, addictive when you're seeing these numbers. Like, it just makes you want to post more. I remember it was kind of the summer of this year. It was all I could talk about and think about, because it was becoming such a huge part of my life, and I didn't think it would have that effect on me. But it's an amazing feeling. Like, I can't say it's not. And especially when it almost feels like, I guess, a reward for hard work as well, especially when you put a lot of effort into videos. And and they do pay off, I think that is such a great feeling. And to feel proud as well. I felt immensely proud. And sometimes I do have to just sit back and remind myself of, you know, how proud I should be of how far I've come in like even the past 6 months. But it is a great feeling, yeah. And I think it's hard not to be too harsh on myself as well. I think, like you said, you know, there almost is an expectation now. I'm at, you know, this point with TikTok, an expectation to get consistent views.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you've just got to take that away and just carry on posting because you enjoy it, rather than trying to hit a mark of every video must have set amount of views, because otherwise it stops becoming enjoyable and there's no point if you're just focusing on numbers.
Yeah. So like you said, seeing them numbers, you think it gets a bit addictive and things. Do you think that that's how other content creators and get like burnt out as such?
Absolutely, and I've had those moments as well, and I think it's so good for that a lot of creators now being so open and honest about it, that there are a lot of pressures of social media. You know, it's an immensely enjoyable thing. It brings opportunities. It's a great thing to have, but sometimes we do have to remember that there is pressures that come with it, and pressures that when you have a following to keep up with that and to carry on posting. And I think people just have to remember it's okay to take a break sometimes. Like, I never used to be able to do it at all. I used to feel guilty if I didn't post, and now I just have to sit back and kind of think, no, it's okay to take time off. It's okay to kind of have some time away from it. I think it's important to have some time away from it sometimes as well. Otherwise, like you say, creators will become burnt out if they kind of put too much pressure on it. And of course, you know, views are important to a lot of creators. You know, obviously they're a big part of, you know, what comes with having a TikTok following. But I think if you put too much pressure on that, it ruins the enjoyment of it, I think.
Yeah. So do you have like a theory how you have got to this place and get so many views consistently, or has it just been a surprise and total luck?
I don't think it's been complete luck. I think the first couple videos that did well, I think that was a stroke of luck. I think because I really didn't expect that to happen, for the videos to be in the millions.
Yeah.
But once that starts happening, I think I always say, like, people are like, how do you grow? And it's like, it's different for every person, and I don't think you can force anything.
Yeah.
But you can help yourself out. You know, I was posting every day. I was interacting with my followers because that's what they want to see. They want to see interaction. They want to see live videos. I think in the early stages, I was going live a lot because, you know, it increases your engagement, and it's good to get to know my followers. And I was posting what was popular, and I think that's just what made it grow so fast, was because every day I was getting out school content, and so people were following people, because usually how it goes is people don't follow you after one video. It has to be a pretty incredible video if someone's going to follow you after just one.
Yeah.
So when you're getting out a few videos that might come up on their For You page a few times, if they see you a few times, they might think, oh, she's producing this regularly, okay, and maybe now I'll take a look.
Yeah.
So I think it was just getting out that regular content of a similar theme. But it's nice now that I'm at a point of having you know, a nice following of people that I've got such lovely supportive followers. They're all amazing. I can now go back to posting a little bit more of the other stuff I used to do. So now I've got this regular content that comes out, but it's quite nice to kind of do a bit of singing and a bit of dance every now and then to kind of carry on enjoying it, I suppose.
Yeah. So are you 18?
I am, yes.
Yeah. So are you in college at the moment then?
No, I'm not. So I finished college May of this year. So I'm now out of education, completely finished.
Oh, okay. So have you decided actually to not go to university and try and do TikTok full time?
It's difficult. I think I'll put it out there. I'm not sure what I want to do, and I think it's important for someone to say that, because I went through college thinking, oh my goodness, all of my friends are off to uni and they know what they're doing, and I'm not sure what I want to do. And I think, no, like, people don't speak about it enough, that no one really, unless they're very certain, no one at 18 knows exactly what they want to do with their life. I think it's important that someone speaks about it, to be honest, because you do have those moments in college where you think, I need to make a decision right now about what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And it's not like that. You don't have to do one thing for the rest of your life, and you don't have to make that decision now. But I'm going with the flow this year. I think TikTok is still going to be super important to me, and it's something I want to carry on with. And that's, I guess, one of the reasons that I don't want to go to uni right now, but I'm not ruling out uni. I've always said that at some point I'd love to maybe study something theatrical at drama school, or uni, or do a media course or something like that. But I didn't want to rush into anything before I was really certain of what I wanted to do. And I do think it's good to openly speak about that, because I think there's so much pressure in teenagers to just make up your mind of what you want to do right now. And the reality is that sometimes no one ever really knows what they want to do ever. So it's just picking things you enjoy and rolling with it, I think.
Yeah. So do you make money off your TikTok at the moment?
So TikTok is my job. I'm so grateful to have that as kind of a part of me, that and I didn't expect it to kind of become something so serious for me. But yeah, I'm so grateful for that, to be able to, call myself a content creator, I suppose.
Yeah, a full-time content creator.
Full-time.
Yeah. So how does TikTok pay like a creator? Because I know YouTube, you have to have 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours and things, and you make money off the ads that are on your video. But how does that work on TikTok, and like what are the requirements and things?
So TikTok is slightly different in the way you can earn money, and it's so different for all creators. All creators will manage I call it your business, because I suppose your page yourself, you are your own business, I think, when you become a creator. People manage it in very different ways. Some people manage it on their own. Some people have managers to help them with it. I think there are so many different ways of working with it. So there's not like one set way. But I guess the main way that people do it is not like YouTube, where you have ads on your videos. It's more creating ads and working with brands, which is such a brilliant thing to kind of dip into the world of advertisement as well, and media. I think having TikTok as a career is just as valid as any other media job, social media. And I think there's so many different avenues within media jobs to kind of go through. It's very difficult to kind of define how you earn in one set way. But you've got things like the creator fund that a lot of TikTokers will join. But yeah, most people kind of will work with brands and promotions and things like that. I think each social media platform is very different. But yeah, I'd say that's kind of the main thing for TikTok.
Yeah. So do you eventually want to expand out to other platforms? So like I see you do a couple of like vlogs on your YouTube channel, and would you like to post there more consistently?
Definitely, yeah. I have a couple of vlogs in the works for YouTube. It's just finding the time to edit them. I've had a vlog that's being edited for like probably a couple months now that I just need to get out, but it's just finding the time to edit. I think that's why YouTube is a bit more of a difficult platform for me, maybe because filming isn't a problem, but TikTok, I'm so used to the edit time being quite short, because they're no longer than 60 seconds, whereas when you have 90 minutes, 2 hours of footage for YouTube, it's editing that down. But no, definitely I'd love to grow both Instagram and YouTube and kind of have more of an equal social media following kind of thing, and not just be a TikToker, but be a creator across a wide range of platforms. I think it's great to expand, but I think TikTok has helped to begin expanding on those, because I think because I've got that following on TikTok, it's kind of and that knowledge of social media as well now, I think it's making it a lot easier for me to try and expand outwards from there.
Yes. So it's like good to expand, because in case like one platform goes, like in case TikTok shuts down or something, you might have like you'll have a following on them other platforms and things.
It's but that's a scary thing. I think there was some scares last year, and news articles about it, and for some people it's just an inconvenience, but for others it's losing their livelihoods and their jobs, because social media is a platform for people. Yeah, it's a scary thought. So but at the end of the day, that's why it's great to have other platforms to be able to grow on as well.
Yeah.
And to have equal opportunities, I guess, across all of them.
Yeah, because that's like the problem with being like a curator and things, because your job is in the hands of an algorithm. And so if there's like with like YouTube, if there's a massive change in the algorithm, your career might just be gone, really, and things.
No, of course. And you're right, there's an element of uncertainty to it, but I think all creators are very aware of that. And that's why, like I said, to not put so much pressure on, if views change, they change, and you think about why they're changing and then you work on that. You're constantly changing the way you're doing things. Algorithms change all the time and no one can really predict them. So I think it's just kind of really watching them and learning how's best to grow at the time. How I used to grow my platform a year ago would maybe not be the same right now. So I guess it's staying current with what's going on the app.
Yeah, and do you think like TikTok actually could help you if you do actually want to go into acting professionally, because you can like show this in like an audition, like you've had 2 years of acting experience as such?
I like to hope so. I like to hope that it will open up opportunities, and that's why I'm so grateful for it. So I never expected this. This wasn't in like my plan. Not that I really have one, but you know what I mean. It wasn't something that I ever expected to happen. But I think it can have some really positive aspects to it, and I can't predict it, but I like to hope it will open up doorways. And I'm just kind of excited to see where it'll go. But I, again, don't want to put too much pressure that it will do that. If it kind of is something that is happening now, that's fine. If it does go further, that's amazing too. It's just a really nice thing to have, an enjoyable thing that I'm really grateful for.
Yeah. And finally, to end off, what advice would you give to an upcoming TikToker and a person that's just beginning on TikTok and wants to grow on there?
I think find what you enjoy, find what's unique about you, and being unique is so important. There's no use copying hundreds of other people. Obviously, it's very difficult to find a unique theme on TikTok, but as long as you're creating your own content, finding your own niche, and just enjoying it, that is the most important thing that I say to everyone. Is there is absolutely no point being on social media and coping with the pressure that comes along with it. And I won't deny there is an element of pressure, but it is also one of the most rewarding and enjoyable things you can do. So as long as you enjoy it, that is the main thing. You have to do it because you love it. You have to do it because you love creating, and I guess that's why I do it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope you have a lovely rest of your afternoon.
You too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
So hopefully you enjoyed that interview with Abbie Budden. I do want to say a massive thank you to Abbie for taking time out of her day to talk to me. So I do suggest to show her some appreciating by checking out her TikTok if you want a dose of nostalgia about your school days. And all of her other socials are in the description down below, so do go and check them out. Sadly, that is all we have time for in today's episode. We will be back on the 30th of October on audio and the 31st of October on video for a spooky special with a frightening head-to-head the best guess and an eerie weekly watch list and a lot more surprises along the way. Please share this video with your friends and family, like, comment, listen to last week's episode if you haven't already, listen to this show until the end, email me and subscribe because we are trying to get to 200 subscribers, or follow, favorite or review or whatever your listening platform does. It really does help out. And also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. It helps out there as well. In the meantime, if you have any suggestions to make the show better, or if you have a TV show or film that you'd like to nominate, or if you want to talk on the show, or if you want the chance to compete in head-to-head the best guess, comment below, message me on Facebook, Twitter or Instagram, or email me at thebritkidshow@gmail.com. So sadly, that is all we have time for this week. We will be back on the 30th of October on audio and the 31st of October on video for a Halloween special at the same time. But for now, goodbye.
Bringing you a kid-friendly radio show every Saturday afternoon on YouTube. Broadcasting live at 1 o'clock. Broadcasting